Hi, my name is Amy Jankowski, and I'm the Life Sciences Librarian, the University of New Mexico Libraries. In this tutorial, I'm going to provide a brief overview of some of the key resources on our library website, with a focus on the biological sciences. The library website is located at library.unm.edu, and it can be a great idea to bookmark this page for future use. To start off, I want to go over to the right-hand side of the screen and point out our Hours section, which will give you the different hours to the different branch libraries on our campus. Specifically, I want to point out Centennial, which is UNM's Science and Engineering Library. We'll click through. From here, this page provides access to many of the resources and links from the library's main page, but it also includes direct contact information to Centennial Library, as well as a list of Centennial Library's staff and librarians in case you need to contact one of us for direct help. In the middle of the page, take note that we have a list of different databases recommended for research in the sciences and engineering. Scrolling down, you'll also see that there's a list of the different resources inside Centennial Library, including computers, group study rooms, the Math Mall, where you may have some of your mathematics courses meet, the Map and Geographic Information Center, as well as a floor map in case you're trying to find a specific room in Centennial Library. We'll go back to our main page by clicking on the library icon in the upper left corner. From here, I want to point out these resources marked by the red square icons. Course Reserves, which provides access to different textbooks that professors put on reserve for their courses. It's a great thing to keep in mind in case you want to try to avoid purchasing a textbook. You can also renew books through this link here. Instead of coming in with your books in person, you could just do that all online using your NetID and password. You can also reserve a room, which refers to the study rooms that we have in each of our branch libraries. We'll click there and then click through to Centennial Library. From here, you'll see a calendar with the different times available to reserve a room, as well as the different rooms themselves, with information about each one in terms of capacity and resources. In Centennial, our study rooms can hold between 6 and 12 people, depending on the room, though you can also reserve one individually. Each room comes equipped with either a chalkboard or a whiteboard, a larger table, and in one case, a flat panel screen where you can hook your laptop up to show a larger view of your screen. Study rooms can be booked in 2-hour windows, and you can book one per day in any of our campus libraries. Going back to the main page again, I also want to point out our interlibrary loan link. You can access this here from the library homepage, but a link is also embedded in our catalog records marked as Request Item. These both bring you to the same interlibrary loan interface. So interlibrary loan is a great way to get access to books, articles, and other resources that we don't have at UNM. You can either request to borrow a book from another library, which will come physically, or you can request an article or single book chapter, which will be delivered electronically. Next, I want to point out the different search features on our library website. The default search on our homepage is Quick Search, which is basically the library's version of Google because it searches across different databases and resources. Here, your search will bring up books, articles, audio and video recordings, and other resources, and you could limit your search by format, date, and many other choices. This can be a great place to search if you know exactly what you're looking for. Maybe you have an exact title. It's not necessarily the best place to search if you're just starting out and you don't know exactly what you're looking for, because the results are going to be too broad. Though you can limit by format, it can still be challenging to sort through your different results from different disciplines. Also keep in mind that many of our subscription databases contain additional resources and features that aren't compatible with the University Library's Quick Search. So it can be better when you're starting a literature search for scholarly articles to use one of our specific databases rather than this broad quick search. You can search specifically for books through the Book tab at left. You can search for a specific book or search by keyword to find multiple books on a topic. I also want to point out the Journals tab at left. From here, you can search for journal titles, but I want to clarify that this is not a place where you can search for journal articles, the articles within journals. It's just where you could find the journals themselves, and from there, you can navigate through the journals interfaces to find specific articles. However, when you're doing an article search, what we really recommend is using one of our databases. There's a few ways to access our databases from the library homepage. If you know exactly what you're looking for, you know the specific database. Let's say Academic Search Complete, which you may have used in some of your introductory English courses. You can choose the letter associated with that title, so A for Academic Search Complete. And from that link, you can find the database title in the list that's brought up. If you don't know the exact database that you want to use, but you're working in a specific subject area, you can click the By Subject drop-down menu, and then select from there. We'll do biology. A list of biology databases recommended by our librarians will pop up. At the top of the list, you'll typically see a Try These First section. The databases in this section are going to be good places to start. They're going to be very broad, covering many aspects of biology, and they'll typically be very extensive as well, providing you access to many different recommended resources. There's also typically a large list of additional databases on the subject you selected. These can also be great places to search, but typically they may be related to a smaller subset of the subject, or they may just not be as extensive in terms of the resources that are available through them. If you're not sure if a database is going to be a good fit for your subject, you can click on the white space surrounding the title or the little arrow to the left of the title, and that will bring up a brief description of that database. We'll return to the library homepage again. And the last thing I want to point out is the Ask a Librarian feature. So as a library, we're here to meet your information needs and help you succeed in your academic career. We encourage all library users to ask us for help. You can contact the library by chat, text, email, or phone. A chat widget is embedded towards the bottom of our homepage, but you can also click the Ask a Librarian link, which will take you again to the chat window and the other different ways to contact us. There's also a link to our subject librarian list, where you can find the librarian specifically working in your subject area. This can be a great way to approach a more complex topic on a specific subject. You can also search our list of FAQs in case you're interested in just kind of a general procedural question. Let's search, how do I renew my library books? As you can see, as you're typing, the different questions that are in this database come up. So you can just select from that list. And from there, you're provided with a brief answer. If you still have more questions after reading this answer, don't hesitate to contact us directly by chat, phone, text, or email. No question is too small or too big for the library. Whether you're just interested in renewing a book, finding a specific book in our stacks, or maybe you need more complex recommendations about how to approach a research project, we're always happy to try to help. That concludes our tour of the library website today. Thank you.